So what, are we just like walking back?
Yeah, just walking back.
Are we carrying anything? Like...
You know that later he's going to go back and deliver the bottled wine.
And I'll just ask him, I'm like, if you need help delivering, or if you need help the rest of the time you're here. I know I wasn't super helpful, but...
Nah, just helpful enough.
You're always... I'm more than happy to help.
Very kind.
Are you doing anything else the rest of the day?
Me? I gotta go find my little resident troublemaker. Figure out what he's doing. He's probably having some kind of breakdown in the corner. Your friend's good at handling stuff like that, right?
I kind of just give like a...
Wyatt's kind of from this area, kind of where we were just from, so... Not necessarily the fondest of memories, especially during the night, so... Like to make sure that he's safe indoors.
Well,
kind of far away from it.
I'm glad I could help you, since it would have been bad for him.
Well, they're going to be busy forge the rest of the day. That's where she said she was going, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Huh. We have the afternoon.
We do.
He kind of gives you this look. Do you think of anything you want to do?
I mean, I'm up for anything.
Kind of gets this grin. He's like, I've actually been wanting to try. It's Wyatt's secret stash, but there's a new flavor he's been working on. Kind of want to try it.
I'm down.
Gosh.
Let's go. You all head back to the tavern.
Oh, God. Okay.
You go inside, you see Sophie. He's serving a couple other people.
I keep thinking she's saying Sophie, and I'm like, me? I dare?
No, Sophie. He kind of gives you a little wave as he is attending to a couple of people. They don't look familiar. Just kind of travelers, passers-by. You remember burning the image into your mind of these other individuals as well as their horses. So. Yeah, that doesn't look like that.
In my dreams.
You all go up to the third floor to the door, kind of like on the right. He opens the door and invites you in.
Oh, he invites me in. I'll walk in. Fuck it.
Yeah. Shuts the door, turns on a couple of lanterns. There's not a window here, but, you know, it's fine. There are two separate beds, one kind of nearest to the door and then one a little bit further away. You can see some of their trunks. It's not untidy, but it definitely looks like they frantically, like they had been packing and then realized that they were going to stay and then were trying to find that one clean shirt that they probably left and just kind of threw open some their bag.
God, such boys. I can't. God. How does Madison do this?
Everything is like re-close. What?
It's just, Madison knows so many things. It's just a little peculiar. How much college experience did she get?
So it is closed, but you can see like out of the edges of their bags, like there's like an arm, like her sleeve, just kind of bulging out from the side. There is kind of like this faint smell of alcohol, not in a tainted way, but like a richer, flavorful way. And you go over, and you can actually see there is kind of these two larger, essentially glass jugs, which have been like sealed on the top. There are kind of like these corks in between, little air holes in different areas, and so there's one in the far corner. It's slightly green. Like a very
The liquid is green, or the jug is green?
The liquid is green. The liquid is green. A very faint, it's mostly clear, but it's a very
Interesting. I just kind of like step into the room. I'm just doing like a little glance about.
He goes over, smells at a couple glasses, goes to the wash bin, thinks better of it, and he's like, you think they could clean these?
Press the digitation.
Both glasses are clean. He goes over and he's like, he said he wasn't confident in its flavor, but uncorks it, kind of fishes 2 glasses, reseals it, and he's like, I haven't even tried it. Haven't even smelled it, and won't let me. Resealed it.
Should I sit on the bed or the floor? I don't know. I don't want to stand. I don't know.
I'm gonna just sit on the floor. I'm just gonna like kind of, as he hands me my glass, I'm just gonna kind of like make myself comfortable on the floor. I don't want to. Oh, there's a table? Okay, I'll sit at the table. I didn't know if there was a table or not. I thought it was just 2 beds.
There's a table and chairs and there, yeah.
Okay.
Table, chair, 2 beds, and kind of what looks like a chest.
Okay, I'm gonna sit in a chair. In a chair.
He goes and sits
Not the
in a
bed.
chair opposite you, and he kind of smells it for a second. He swishes it around.
What does it smell like?
It smells. There's a hint of lime and also a hint of cherry.
Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna kind of like swirl it. I'm gonna be like kind of sniffing it first. Does he take a sip first?
He does take a sip first as he kind of looks and he's like, it's new flavors. And he's like, when he gets experimental, it's either really, really good or really, really bad. I don't have any idea what this is going to be like.
I'll go ahead and I'll like take a swig of it. Like, not just like a sip, just like a gulp.
I trust.
I trust.
He also takes, as you raise yours, he doesn't want you to be the first to do it alone. So he also takes kind of a similar sized drink.
And I kind of just like slowly let it sit in my mouth for a moment before I swallow. And I'm just kind of trying to like taste it. I'm not like swishing it in my mouth, just slowly.
The cherry hits you first, kind of this bright, flavorful cherry flavor. And as you swallow, it's only afterwards where you get that very faint hint of lime, kind of resting on the top of your palate. Not in a coating, not in a thick coating way, but just kind of as you exhale, there's just kind of this freshness of lime or citrus.
I'm gonna say.
It's not his worst. It's a little bit unnerving.
And I kind of just chuckle a little bit. I'm just like, well, I kind of liked the beginning, and then towards the end, yeah, a little bit of.
It's a little strong. It's a little strong for me. Swirls it around. Kind of takes another sip. A little strong.
I take kind of like a bigger sip because I kind of liked it a little bit. Well, not the aftertaste, but I liked like the beginning. So I kind of like slowly let it go down again, a little bit slower because I'm like, I like the cherry part. It's just the aftertaste, but I'm just kind of like nodding my head a little bit, like I like it.
Yeah. I have to tell him to play with the flavor. We'll just have to either mix this in with some of the others, or he swirls it around, or advertise it as extra strong.
I'm sure people around here wouldn't mind a little extra strong.
He just swirls it around and he's like, hey, that's the truth. I'm trying to forget everything. Past, present, future, everything.
I can understand that.
Yeah?
Yeah, a little. I kind of just like take another sip, kind of just like look it off a little bit, and then just kind of like swirling my glass a little bit.
He's still sipping on his, and like, would it be prying if I said I was curious? I wanted you to keep going.
Technically, it's prying, but
Yeah, one of those women things, eh?
I guess it could be one of those.
Your secrets, I'm not gonna try and poke and prod. People don't like touching scabs.
I don't mind sharing, as long as you can keep a secret.
Kind of thinks for a second. I'm pretty good at keeping secrets.
And I kind of lean forward a little bit, and I'm just kind of like, I would hope so. And then I lean back and take another sip of wine.
As you lean forward, he kind of also was leaning forward a little bit. He looks disappointed. Takes another sip.
Sophie has to pause for a minute. I'm gonna just kind of like lean back a little and just kind of like in my chair and just kind of like, I guess you could say I had a lucky and unlucky upbringing.
Oh?
I
Could mean a
technically,
lot of different things.
it could be a few things. I technically grew up as a noble. Yeah.
No!
Oh, truly. Don't I just scream nobility?
It was like with the swords on your back, I wouldn't have guessed. What do you know? Noble. Wow. Rubbing elbows with the classies, eh?
Well, not so much these days.
Oh?
There was an incident when I was younger. Me and my brother managed to escape an attack on my family.
His features kind of hardened slightly. Sorry.
But I had my brother with me, so, you know, we got through it. Joined a group, you know. Managed to just kind of hang about for a while, learn some stuff here and there. It was nice. Different. Nice. And I kind of like paused for a minute, just kind of like, because I don't enjoy talking about this, really, because it's kind of painful. But I feel comfortable, Jacob. I mean, who's he going to tell that's really going to matter? Hopefully.
And you're a little buzzed too.
I'm a little buzzed, so I'm just a little
Fun.
free-tongued. It is what it is.
Fun.
It's just a little warm feeling. You're not, you know, quite.
I've only had a little bit. And so at this point, I kind of take a larger sip, I guess. Because this is like the more, even to me, like even more painful than losing my whole family. Because like he was the last bit of my family. So I kind of like, I don't want to say like tense a little bit, but just kind of like crick my neck a little bit before I continue. I lost my brother to something. Haven't found out what, haven't done enough to find out what. I hope I might one day, but after losing him, I kind of just been wandering until I ended up in Willends and met up with Nora and then everyone else along the way. So, I understand what it means to want to forget.
He lays his hand kind of up on the table, palm kind of facing up, and he's like, you know a little bit of what that's like.
I'll reach across the table and just be like, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Clasps around the base of yours, right by your wrist.
It's so cute. I can't help it.
Woof. Woof.
And I just kind of like smile and nod. Just kind of like not really being able to meet his eyes, but just kind of like grateful, I guess, that he's there and now so much to drink. Feeling flustered. Okay, I'm sorry. And then kind of after a moment, I kind of like bring my hand back and take another drink.
He resists you for a moment, letting go. Before letting your hand slide out of his.
Blushing deeply, completely flushed. It's the alcohol. It's nothing else. It's the alcohol, Talavin says in her head. Oh, God.
So what do you do now?
Was that him asking me that? Oh, I kind of looked like a little like at his question, I look a little surprised. And I'm kind of just, because in the back of my head, I kind of sense like Malik's questions, like, what are you doing now? And so I kind of get like a little surprised, and I just say, hopefully searching for the right answers.
You see him nonchalantly, not in a threatening manner, but he kind of scoots his chair a little bit closer, eyes just watching you, absorbing your words.
Oh, he's such a good listener.
I know, you're such a good listener. This is so nice.
Oh.
Do you feel like you need help?
Man, these dudes are all frail.
Damn.
They're so nice.
Oh, Madison's gonna have to play like 100 NPCs. Like, if she keeps going like this, she's gonna have to make some mean NPCs soon. And I'm just gonna kind of like look away for a minute, and then kind of like look down and be like, honestly, I'm not sure what I need yet.
Scoots the chair a little bit closer.
Do it.
I was kind of searching in yours. Do you lock eyes with them?
Yes. I kind of do. I just kind of like look up.
Your bright golden eyes kind of meet these kind of same intense blue. And in that moment you feel that a familiar connection, that someone similarly to, but also dissimilarly to what you had or have with Malik. That moment of someone is listening, someone is understanding and can sympathize with what I'm going through, and wordlessly understand what's going on. Even if they can't understand the depth, they have an inkling. And sometimes it's just that spark that you need. He leans in a little bit further.
Oh God!
An inch from yours. He's just hovering there.
His face is close to mine. Is that close?
He's been like scooting closer this entire time. What did you think was gonna happen? You're in his room.
It's just an inch.
Drinking alcohol. What am I doing? I'm not a sorority girl. Ah!
He's just hovering there.
I lean in.
And he kisses.
Oh, Talavin is completely having a meltdown inside, FYI.
There's a warmth that spreads through your lips, through your entire body, upon making that connection with him.
I faint.
You want to spoil the movie? You can.
No, I don't. I don't do that. I don't do that.
You can tell him about it if you want to.
Saving throw, if that's the case.
No, I don't. I don't pass out. I'm stronger than this.
Could ruin the moment by telling him about Talavin.
Oh, God. I'm not doing that yet. I'm gonna until I'm sober. Or maybe he's drunker.
He continues to kiss you. Just waiting.
I kiss him back. I kiss him back.
We all knew it was coming.
Oh.
We all knew.
Kind of brushes against your neck, tangles in your hair.
Oh.
And leans forward a little bit more.
Are you gonna stop him?
Not yet. I'm gonna kind of like lean forward a little bit too. Which arm is holding my neck? Like, is it like this one? Like this one?
He's holding his left hand has kind of come up on your right side.
That one. On this side. That one on your right side. I'm just gonna kind of like. I'm gonna like my hand. I'm just gonna say that like my hand kind of like my right hand kind of grasps like right here, like on that same arm that he's kind of like holding me on, and I just kind of like not like squeeze feeling his muscles, but just
Squeeze.
like almost like I'm kind of gripping his shirt, but I kind of catch a little bit of his arm too.
His other hand goes and is placed right behind the small of your knee.
Oh, under the table.
And you all weren't completely under the table. You all were facing kind of outwards, and he scooted
He's
the
been
chair.
scooting closer.
Oh, I didn't realize he was like this. Okay.
The table is not in between you.
Okay, we pictured this very differently, Madison. We pictured this very differently. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. Just gently on the back of your knee. In that moment, he kind of pulls away, and he just kind of just gives you this look.
It's the look.
Oh no, I know it is.
He's asking permission.
Oh God. All right, I'm rolling for this.
Are you serious?
Oh, I'm for serious.
My dude.
Come on. I mean,
My dude. Contraceptives.
what? Oh God, is he gonna give me AIDS?
No. Probably not.
I don't know. For all you know, I could give you AIDS. Oh God, that's really bad.
Yeah. Think about the consequences. Be safe. Stay protected.
Intelligence saving throw.
What?
Oh
Make an
no.
intelligence saving throw.
You better do
no.
well on this, honey.
Oh God, I'm so fucked. I'm about to do real shit.
No.
My dice knows what I want, and I know what I want. But Talavin
Your
might
dice
not want
knows
that.
what's good for you. Remember?
Oh, mother shit.
What do you mean?
22.
That's a good thing.
You have the mental wherewithal to pull away, if you want. But in that moment, you also see that connection. In that moment, you don't feel like you're the only one, that you have not a mental connection.
No, she's pulling me in.
Understanding. You have an entity, a physical being right there in front of you, who at some level understands you.
No.
This isn't a metaphysical entity. This isn't something beyond the physical scope. This is the flesh and blood man.
Don't know what to do. Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't.
I'm just searching into yours. He stands.
I just kind of like bow my head, like I'm kind of embarrassed. I just kind of.
He hasn't moved away. He's only stood. He's maintained that same distance between.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God.
You're gonna roll for
I'm
it?
gonna roll for it. If it's below a 10, I'm making a bad decision. It's below a 10. I made a bad decision. I don't give a shit.
Wow.
You stand up, and in that moment, you just not fall into his arms, but you kind of grasp at his arms. You grasp the backs of his arms and
Oh.
fall onto
You're
your
dying.
waist.
Oh no, I don't know what I've done. I'm so
Right
fucked.
against yours.
I'm passing out inside.
Step back. Step back. Step back.
Oh God.
Next to the bed, and as he passes by, he turns the lights down low.
You can stop it still.
I don't know. I don't know. I want to or not. Can we just make out a little bit and then I stop?
No.
Sits down on the bed and pulls you closer.
I'm kind of letting it happen. I'm gonna stop in a minute. I just know it. I can't do it. Ooh.
You're getting to that point of no return. You want to
Past
stop,
the point
yeah.
of no return. No back.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna.
His hands, where you tucked in, kind of begin tugging.
Oh, it's so tempting.
This is gonna make it.
He's being very, very slow.
This is gonna make it worse when you tell him you lied to him.
Yeah, it's gonna make it worse if I tell him I lied. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of just like I think of Malik and I'm just like, in my head, just like that moment of disconnection, suddenly I'm thinking of Malik. And so I'm just gonna like, I'm gonna kind of like grab his hands in a way that he knows to stop, I guess. Like, not his hands, but just like his elbows, like just gently.
Mm-hmm. He does.
And I'm just gonna lean forward and I'm gonna kiss him again. And then I'm just gonna kind of pull back and just be like, ooh, I know. And I'm just gonna kind of lean back and I'm gonna like press my forehead to his and I'm just gonna be like, I'm sorry, I can't. I don't want to run away, but I feel like I need to run away now.
You can always tell him about Talas, but I don't have to.
I will later once I'm done with this embarrassment, okay? I'm too embarrassed. And I just kind of like, I step back a little bit and I kind of look sad, but like I almost look determined a little bit. And I just kind of slowly let my hands trail out of his and I'm gonna...
Make a wisdom saving.
Is he gonna let you leave?
Oh, he better. Oh, that's not good. That is what is 4 plus 3? Oh, it's a saving throw. That's not any better. That's still a 4 plus 3, which is a 7.
You kind of see in that moment, you can see that same pain that in your eyes you've seen a million times in your reflection. You see that in his.
Oh my God, what have I done?
Well,
In that moment, you want to run back to him. You want to.
Oh, I do. Trust me, Madison. I do.
You run back to him?
No.
Okay.
No. Damn it. What's something I could like, I don't know, give him is like, I like this, but I can't.
You can tell him there's something I need to tell you first.
Okay, and I'm just gonna, okay. I'm gonna kind of like step forward a little bit. I'm just gonna kind of like kneel down in front of him. I have like my hands on my knees and I kind of like take a deep breath and after a minute I look up and I'm just like, I need to tell you something.
I don't have to.
He looks like you're not all woman.
Oh, huh.
He's trying to make light of the situation.
And I'm just kind of like, I'm like burning red because I am so embarrassed right now.
You can't tell the lights are low.
Okay, good. Oh, that's good. And I'm not meeting his eyes because I literally can't. And I'm just kind of like looking down and I'm like tugging at my pants because I'm just like, oh my God. I didn't tell you the entire truth about our journey to the Sprite Village.
It's a little bit confused.
We went to the first village and it was burned to the ground. And then after we were attacked, we went to a different village where we were let in by the Sprites. And I'll pause for a minute. Can we go on a little bit longer to finish this so I don't lose my train of thought?
Let's just keep going.
Hurry up. They let us in and they questioned us and, we reciprocated as best as we could. They didn't feel like they believed us when we talked about the other attacks, and they didn't really believe Talel due to him, I guess, bringing us with him to the village. It was illegal. I don't really know their way, but they were attacked while we were there and we saved them. And we sort of, Nora and I and Zoom and Adriel are coming along. we're going to track down the people that are capturing the Sprites, and Talal and his girlfriend and maybe another Sprite that we may or may not have stolen from a dwarf in the last city might be traveling with us. I kind of like rush all that like last bit out a little bit, and I'm just kind of like, and I'm sorry we lied, but I didn't want you to feel uncomfortable around us because I knew how you felt.
Before you lied?
I knew how you felt about their kind, and I didn't intentionally want to make you uncomfortable. Oh, fuck.
Lying is better.
You said it good. You said it good. There was no good way to say it.
What did he just say? Sorry, Mackenzie was like talking to me at the same time.
Ah, blame me, sure. You do it to me.
She was!
So you lied. But that makes it better.
I didn't say it did. And I didn't say I felt good about it.
Hey, you stayed with them? You're still helping them?
And I kind of like,
But are you even in the right mind?
yes, I am.
So you know what they do. You know what they've done. You know did they admit to doing it? Did you ask them what they do?
I did, and one of them told us that that wasn't what they did. It's some
I'm sure that's not
other version of them. That's not, it's not like them.
terribly convenient.
I'm sorry.
Would have been in the first place. Me too.
I understand if
Wait, you're saying that the people are going out and capturing them?
and eating, killing, selling them. And it's my job to protect those that can't protect themselves. And I kind of stand up at this point because I'm like,
Ooh.
I'm getting a little,
They can plenty protect themselves. They have magic, they have potions, they have charms.
not against whatever this is. It's not enough.
Maybe they shouldn't be here. Maybe they should be back in their home turf, not here.
I'm sure they could say the same about a lot of things could say the same about us. Me. And I kind of just like point to myself and I'm just kind of like, do you really think I belong here? Do you think people think I belong here?
I don't know what other people think.
Apparently you think you do.
All I know is what I know about them.
And I'm telling you from my experience, I think differently. But I respect the way that you think. And I didn't want to lie, but I didn't want this to happen either. Oh, I'm trying. I'm really trying.
He seems agitated. He kind of nods and is like, sounds like something I would come up with.
I'm just going to kind of like, I'm not going to step forward, but I am going to kind of like look at him and I'm like, I value your friendship and I value you. But I do have a job to do here. And when you offered to come along or offered to travel together, it just made it complicated. I didn't want to make you feel unsafe in our group. That was okay. That was okay. It wasn't exactly what I wanted, but it's okay.
Tell me right now, you're in your right mind.
And I look really hard at him and I'm like, I am.
He seems agitated, frustrated that he, for some reason, can't read you very well in this moment.
What can I do to prove it to you? I've already spilled my entire backstory to you. I have nothing else to tell. I have nothing left to hide. You're one of, what, 4 people that even know that about me? I only just told Nora. And I've known her my life, my whole life.
Make a persuasion roll.
Damn.
Come on, you got this.
That was so honest. Ooh, 23. The honesty is real.
He takes that moment and he looks back into your eyes.
It's really bad if I'd have fucked him then said this.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
I'm like the conscience in your mind.
You can see there's a little bit of a calm that settles over him.
Okay. Okay. Maybe bad.
You're really gonna be really bad.
I understand why you did it. But
And I understand that that does not excuse it.
regardless of how I perceive things, you shouldn't have lied. I'd rather know the truth. There are too many lies and deceit already, especially among enemies. You shouldn't expect it from allies.
And I kind of just like glance away because I feel guilty.
You could start to cry.
I'm not gonna cry. I am not one of those women that cries every time to make a guy feel worse.
You're still here, which means that either they have some kind of trick on you, or what you're saying is actually true. You seem to believe it enough yourself. What do you want of me? Let me forgive you, not travel with you. You see, you value friendship and being allies and traveling. What exactly is it that you want now?
I don't expect you to forgive me. I know that lying.
No, I do. I do.
Nice.
When he says that, like, there's like a brief, like, just wash of like relief that just kind of like comes over her. She's just kind of like, oh God. But she kind of like straightens up and she says, I'm gonna say, I would love to travel north with you again, if that is what you and Wyatt still agree upon. We still might be here a few more days. Depends on Nora and a couple of things that she has to do. But I would enjoy your company traveling north.
Thank you for persuasion roll.
Damn. Natural 20.
The lighting is just right. You know.
The natural lighting is real. The hair is down and the shirt is slightly untucked.
It is.
It is.
Nice.
I nod. Anything. Oh, that was probably a bad idea. Ooh, I'm instantly regretting that word. Ooh, I was too in the moment. Okay. No takebacks.
The one you were traveling with the longest. His name is
Talel.
I want to talk with him.
As long as you don't injure him.
Dead anything.
He is in my care. And I kind of tense for a second, and then I show him the brand on my arm.
They marked you?
It was sort of, I saved his life because they were going to kill him. And I wouldn't stand for it. Look, I said everything. Now it's all out there for sure. Definitely didn't forget anything this time.
They
Kind
marked
of looks. Grabs your arm, not in a violent way, but he's actually looking at the mark. And he's like, so this isn't some kind of mouthpiece thing where he can talk to you through this.
Well, I fucking hope not, because that would be creepy.
Yeah, that'd be the least of your worries.
It is at the top of my worries these days, actually. As I kind of like look down on it, and I kind of get like a hard look, and I kind of like pull my sleeve over it. I guess I have long sleeves, and I kind of like.
I'm gonna talk with him.
Can I bring him to you?
Wouldn't have it any other way.
And I nod. Does he mean right now? Okay.
He looks expectantly.
Oh gosh.
All right.
Why do we interact
I don't
with
know.
NPCs again?
I don't know. I'm gonna like walk out,
It's difficult.
and I'm gonna go up, and I'm just gonna be like, oh, shit. And I'm gonna knock on the door. It's Talavin.
You hear Jen. Oh, hello. I don't actually. Do you want me to open the door for you? Do you have a key?
Ooh, technically Nora has the key.
I do have the key.
Yeah, if you don't mind. Nora has the key.
Here, and flies over, and you hear the.
Oh, she apologized because she's the fly.
Mackenzie, you're getting this real slow, like, fam.
No, I'm just in the moment because of the
And I'll like open the door. Is it just the three of them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the moment you peer your head in, Talel this time kind of grabs Spice by the collar. He's like, I'm not going anywhere.
Oh.
You're in the middle of learning. Get over here.
And I'm gonna kind of look. I'm gonna look a little guilty as I come in and I close the door behind me.
Everything all right?
Um.
She flies right up to your face and like, got something on your face. It looks like a frown.
I'm like hurriedly wiping my face and I'm like putting my hair back immediately, tucking my shirt in.
She knows. She totally
And
knows.
she immediately flies around your waist like, ooh. she goes over, I am so happy for you.
And I literally look panic stricken. Like I am panicked.
She goes over and like starts strength checks on the door. She's not budging it anywhere.
Okay, I shut the door. No, I said I shut the door. I said I like shut the door behind me.
Okay.
I'm like hurriedly tucking my shirt in and like tying my, like combing my hair back, and I'm just kind of like, don't know what just happened.
And she's like, and you know, it's actually 1 o'clock. Something about coming back at noon so that we could go look at herbs. I knew you were going to be swept away in the moment. Anyway.
And then I'm just gonna kind of be like, I was almost swept away, almost. Okay.
She flies back to the desk and kind of goes over. She bumps into Talel and she's like, I'm working on something. Like, don't bump me when I'm working on these. You know what happened last time. He sets everything down. You can see now he kind of takes one hand out of his goggles and kind of pushes him up. Is everything alright?
I need to talk to you.
Ooh. Looks concerned. Yes?
I told Jacob that you all were traveling with us. And
Looks a
Well, he
pulls the rest of the gloves off and kind of sets them down.
he thinks that I'm charmed, I guess, by your people, basically, and that I'm not really me, but he might believe that I'm really me. But he offered to travel with us, and he says that the only way that he would is if he gets to talk to you.
He looks a little bit worried. It's like, you agreed to this meeting?
I did.
This is the one that was distrustful.
Yes. And I'm...
Jen kind of looks a little bit worried.
I didn't
Kind of goes up and grabs his hand.
want to put you in this situation, and I won't, and I say that kind of like harshly, let anything happen to you. But I would appreciate if you would talk with him.
Make a persuasion roll.
Because he is honest. They're not hexing us, I hope.
Ooh, that's good too. That is a 21.
Jen kind of looks over and is like, are you sure?
And I kind of look at her, and then I kind of look away because I feel bad.
Just give us a moment. She kind of leads him over beside Spice. Now, under the supervision of no one to stop her, goes back and hides.
That's okay.
Oh man, I'm sorry making you do this alone.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Nora, damn it. You're having all your fun with Wyatt.
It was dramatic. It was dramatic. Well, I mean, I did let someone else in on accident. Poor Willow.
Oh, God.
Oh,
He still might have to die.
You hear them now talking in Sylvan and rapidly.
I don't know Sylvan.
She's kind of looking at him intently. She's trying to like look him in the eye, like really get a read on him. And it's not in a harshness, but in a quick check kind of way. And after a while, he kind of stops her, gives her a quick kiss on the forehead. Be back. It's gonna be alright.
And then I'll reach out my hand, and as I put him on my shoulder, I look at Jen, and he will be back.
He better be.
I kind of look away. I'm like, oh, I'm scared of her.
But also like a stern, but she's also very serious kind of way. Like, you know.
Like, I will poison your ass, bet full.
yeah. He didn't say you couldn't be present.
Oh, I will not leave the room. I will not leave the room.
Mm-hmm.
He just said he wanted to talk to me. He did not specify he wanted to talk to him alone. Therefore, he will not talk to him alone. This is Sophia. And I'm going to, like, go back out, and I'm going to wait, and I'm going to be like, Jen, can you lock the door behind me?
I'll certainly try. And she flutters
And I'm gonna
over,
wait.
and before you have a chance to leave, as she gets ready, she goes over and gives him a quick kiss. And kind of flutters back.
I kind of look away a little bit.
And kind of squeezes her hand. It'll be all right. And lets her hand go. And grabs on again. All right.
And I wait until, like, do I hear the door lock?
It takes a minute.
Okay, I'm gonna wait.
You hear?
I'm gonna make sure it's locked.
Maybe if I. You hear it lock. It takes her a solid 30 seconds of struggling.
Oh, I feel so bad. I'm gonna have to get another key. And I'm gonna start heading for Jacob's room.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna kind of like, I'm not looking at Tilla, but I'm just kind of like, I'm sorry that I'm getting you into this.
Turnabout's fair play. I managed to get you into a very precarious situation that you now feel like you cannot back out of. Whatever happens, it's going to be all right. If he does want to be alone, I'm confident.
I won't let that happen.
I'm telling you it's all right.
And I'm telling you, it's not.
And he kind of listen. Are you so not confident in any of my abilities? I might not have the gift of gab, but I can think logically. I can persuade people through reason. Am I that
And I kind of
unlikable?
I barely persuaded him, and I don't know if he really believed me. I don't know his background. I don't know why he feels the way he does about you. And I can't let anything happen to you.
I owe you a life debt. The point is to let something happen. Take a chance. No, I'm starting to sound more like her. It'll be all right.
And then I kind of tense a little bit when he mentions his gin, and I'm like, I'm too scared of her to not bring you back, so
She won't
you're coming back.
It'll be all right. It'll be all right. If he asks, it's okay. You can leave us alone. Trust me, it's all right. Nothing worse could possibly happen to
I
you.
think he should have to roll a persuasion check.
Yeah, he needs to persuade my ass. Oh, that was it. Beat it. Do I need to add anything to this?
Wait, what are you rolling for?
Just see if he's gonna persuade me or not.
But wait, what are you adding? I didn't ask for a
Nothing.
roll.
I won't add anything. 18. Beat
18? It's a reroll.
that.
It's a reroll.
He persuades me. Unless he got a natural one.
No,
Otherwise,
he didn't.
another reroll.
He didn't. He in that moment you just kind of hear this like he sounds confident enough. And even though he's uncertain, you think back to all of the things that have kind of happened over the past very few days, and he does have a point. What worse could possibly happen to him?
Yikes.
He recognizes that he owes you, and in a way you have to let him. Sometimes you realize in this moment that in order for him to pay back this debt, in order for you to kind of be clear of this, he has to essentially put himself on the line in order to help repay this debt. And he can't do that if you don't.
Give him.
You really think Jacob's gonna
I don't know. I don't know.
It's gonna be fine.
Okay, fine. And he persuades me, and I just kind of nod. I don't say anything, but I just kind of relent.
Unwillingly relent.
But I rolled a natural one, so willingly.
Just unhappy.
And so I kind of pause outside the door, and I'm just kind of and I kind of reach back, actually. I'm just kind of spin my blades a little bit, make sure they're not stuck.
You only have one.
One? Where's the other one?
You put the other one back in your room.
No, I didn't. I always had two.
Jacob said in order to look a little bit less intimidating.
Oh, okay.
Remember?
Well,
I'm pretty sure you did.
I don't remember that part, but I technically didn't say I took them off, but I guess I did.
Alright.
You're not gonna need them. It's gonna be fine.
And I just...
You'll have them both. I'll say.
It is what it is. If I didn't have them, I didn't have them. Yeah. It's fine. And I know.
Door opens and there's Jacob. Instantly his eyes kind of fall onto Talal, who's kind of partially crouched on your shoulder. And kind of lets you both in. And shuts the door behind.
Walk in.
He's like, Talavin, would you mind putting me on the desk? The table there. I'm gonna hurries on, kind of jumps off. And you can see him kind of take a calming breath and turn around. And
I kind of trustingly, I step back away from Talal. I don't leave, but I just kind of step back, and I'm just kind of standing there, attentive, but relaxed looking.
Make a general charisma check.
Damn.
You're trying to will yourself to do something that you naturally would not do.
I got 12.
You're having a hard time fighting your natural impulse to make sure that he's okay. You do take that step back, but you are not as relaxed as you wish to convey. There's an obvious tenseness to your shoulders. And your hand is a little bit
another
twitchy.
step back.
Hand still
Even
a
though
little
I'm
bit twitchy.
tense.
Jacob, still unmoving by the doors, just eyes fixed on Talal and
And at first, I'm going to say that my eyes were kind of just on Talal, and now I kind of turned to Jacob. I don't say anything, but I'm just kind of like, the ball's in your court, ma'am.
Jacob kind of looks back to you and says, "Would you mind letting us have a word?"
I'm going to tense for a fraction of a second. I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to look at Talal through my side eye.
He gives you a nod.
Take another deep breath, and I'm going to walk out.
Mm-hmm.
And then as I pass, I just kind of give Jacob, not like a mean look, but just like almost like I'm protective. I don't know what that looks like. But, and it's not like a warning or like a threat. I just kind of give him like I'm trusting you with someone that's close to me type look.
Mm-hmm.
And I walk out and I shut the door. If you lost the door, I'm breaking it down.
The door's not locked.
I will stand on the opposite side of the hallway.
The opposite side of the
Very
hallway,
tense.
away from the door?
I'm going to stand with my ear pressed against the door.
So you just stand with your ear pressed against the door?
No, I don't want to be a snoop, but I want to be a snoop. I'm going to give it a second and see if he walks away from the door.
Make a perception check.
Okay, 21 perception.
21 perception. Jacob does move away from the door.
You're gonna have a hard time hearing, fam.
I don't have anything that could help with that.
That's alright. Just let it happen. You can ask me.
I'm gonna kind of stand. So like, if this is the door, like I'm gonna like kind of lean next to the door. I'm not trying to listen, but like if I hear like a sudden movement, any form of I'm in that bitch type deal.
It's gonna be fun.
I'm scared. But I am not listening in against all better judgment.
As soon as he steps away, because you were just on the other side of the door as he began walking, so you do kind of hear him walking when you hear, hello, my name is Talal Stumble. I do think it's about time we actually formally introduced ourselves. And then there's just kind of muttered voices on the other side.
I am outside having a complete panic attack.
So, technically,
Super cool panic attack.
I would have felt that.
You would have felt the thing. You would
Yeah.
have felt the thing passing. You would have felt that two entities, two friendly entities, have passed through the.
I would have felt that one went through and then two left.
Yeah. Two friendlies left.
Yeah, two friendlies. So, logically,
Technically.
This is right about the time that you would have been finished at the forge.
finished like sewing the bag and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. I'm gonna, well. Yeah, I'm gonna tell why I'm like, oh, two people just left our room. One went in and two left.
You keep saying these things, and he keeps immediately, like, hand goes to his dagger, and he looks ready at any moment to just pounce on.
I love that.
What do you mean? What do you mean two people are Were they hostile? Were they friendly?
They were
Can you
friendly.
tell? How can you know?
They were friendly.
What is
So hang on, DM. It wouldn't be a leap for me to assume that one of the sprites has now left the room.
Because technically you would have known Adriel and
Now
Zoom.
that Zoom and Adriel left, so it would make sense that probably one of the sprites left the room.
Mm-hmm. Like, And
You
then
don't
it's
know
like,
who went in, but you know that two went out, and you did feel whenever Zoom and Adriel left, you did feel that.
Okay. So I'm gonna be like, I should probably make my way closer to the room. Can I, like, have a feeling? I have a feeling that someone, no, maybe?
What are you trying to say?
She's trying to say she has a feeling that Talavin just took Tolel out of this room
Yeah.
and shit's about to go down.
You don't know who. All you know is that one entity went in, two went out, and the only ones who should have been left were the sprites.
Okay.
That's all you know.
Okay,
You don't
either
know
way.
Zoom, Adriel, or Talavin. You don't know who went into the room.
Right.
But you know that two went out.
Okay, I'm gonna make my way that way anyway, because I already have all my goods. I feel so bad for Willow. He's probably gonna get murdered or something.
Oof. Maybe we can have his forge.
What? No! I'm so
Probably
sorry,
get it super cheap.
Willow. You were so nice.
You gather up the things that you require and head back to the tavern. The ethereal
Crow.
crow, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the ethereal crow. I was going to say the ethereal crab, and I'm like, that's not right. Wait a second.
What combines
the
them?
ethereal crow.
Okay.
And it takes you, not too long to walk to the location. You see, once again, Solfi is kind of tending to some people, kind of clearing up dishes and shuffling back. Oh, hello again. Do you have the shield?
Yeah, I was just about to say. Yeah, I have. I took all my stuff with me, so I'm like, I kind of hold it up.
His face just melts, and he's like, oh. He immediately sits down the tray, and he just kind of hops over, and just looks at the shield, and just places his hand on it. Oh, it's wonderful as the day. And he's having a hard time keeping it up. But he kind of sets it down, and he's touching. Like, this is wonderful as the day I left it. Thank you.
I have the other two pieces as well.
You already finished?
Yes. I finished them.
He actually sits down.
Oh.
The chair sags under his weight.
I bet he was a mighty dwarf.
I can go fetch them in a moment.
That would be wonderful. He's just looking over the shield, just fingers tracing the edges.
Oh.
Just, you can see just hundreds of memories just flowing over his mind in that very moment. Just his eyes kind of gloss over.
Aww.
He takes off his spectacles, shoves them into it's a very hard shrug or shove. As he gets the pockets, as he wipes out the handkerchief that he has kind of shoved into the side of his belt, kind of dabbing at his eyes, looking at it.
In my peripheral, can I see what Wyatt is doing / thinking? No, I can't see this.
One hand is still on his dagger because he's still operating unmet information.
He's watching that nice guy.
He keeps looking at the emotional dwarf and then looks back at you, and he's kind of like,
I'm like, just, he's so cute. Okay.
Like,
hang on.
it's not that he's not touched by the moment, but he's currently operating under all of this information of, like, he could be in danger. You all could be in danger. There's dangerous stuff happening. And so he's like, we're having an emotional moment.
But he's just...
might be getting kill murder. He's trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay.
With a limited amount of information.
Okay, I'm gonna say to the dwarf, I'm like, I'll be right back. And then I have a favor to ask, but I'll be right back. So let's see. I'm going to go up to the room.
Like a shadow, white is directly on your back and follows you directly up the stairs.
Melted.
She's not gonna be the one to hold back. I want to say that right now.
No, I will. I am saving myself right now.
Till
I'm gonna tell him to like wait on the outside of the door. I'm gonna tap. You like?
He's looking
It's Nora.
around instantly, kind of like back pressed against the nearest wall, glancing over the stairs, glancing left, glancing right. You all did see Talavin at standing outside.
Oh, you didn't say that.
Yeah, as you all were ascending the stairs, you do see
Oh.
Talavin standing outside of your
Oh, never mind.
Wyatt and Jacob's bed.
I'm gonna pause. I'm like, did you
He
just go?
stops again, kind of presses his back against the wall, and is just searching around.
I look. I'm like, do you just go into the room?
Do what?
Did you just go into our room?
Yeah.
I'm like, you look.
I'm kind of looking a little like panicked a little bit.
I'm like, are you all right? I'm gonna approach you.
And I'm just kind of like, I'm like leaning up against this door, like my foot's tapping like super rapidly. And I'm just trying to like contain myself, not eavesdrop and not bust through this door.
What? Why are you waiting out here? What happened?
I told Jacob about Talel and he wanted to talk to him and they're in there talking and I'm out here waiting.
Nora's eyes just get wide. I'm like, oh.
Wyatt looks slightly panicked, but still composed.
I kind of like look at Wyatt like I'm almost like looking for reassurance that he's not about to like kill murder my friend.
He has no reassurance to give.
Shoot.
And I'm like, you can like see on my face, I'm like slowly starting to like panic a little bit because they've kind of been in there for a while and I don't want to be that person that doesn't trust Talel, but I want to be that person that does not get him killed murdered. And so I'm just like, I like throw myself like a little bit off the wall and I just like pace down the hall and then I come back and then I lean against the opposite wall so that I'm like facing the door.
Like, how long has it been?
I don't know, an hour, 2 hours, all day? I don't know. I can't tell. I'm too nervous. I don't know what's happening. I didn't want to eavesdrop. I don't know. Tillel said it was okay if I left him in there alone and I don't know. I just don't know. And I am just mildly freaking out a little bit.
She's very much losing her cool.
Very much losing all the cool.
Can I do something for you? Let's see. No, that'll make you indifferent. I can't.
Yeah, then he's gonna really think I'm charmed when I come out and I'm just like, ugh. He's gonna be like, I knew it.
Nora doesn't know what to do. She's like, you don't know how long it's...
I don't know.
Did he say what he wanted to talk about?
No, he just said that under this condition, he might travel with us, or he might trust us, or forgive me for lying. I don't know. It was all kind of jumbled amongst other things, and I was drinking, and I don't know.
You were drinking.
I just kind of like look at Nora, and I'm like,
And you told him everything?
yeah, a lot. I told him a bunch. I
Nora
literally...
thinks, she's like, I didn't even tell Wyatt everything. Like, oh, whoops.
And I'm just like...
Wyatt looks completely bewildered, and he's like, okay, now I really feel like I need to know so that I don't get killed murdered in my sleep. What's going on?
And I'm like, I'm not telling any more people my backstory or anything else about me.
You told him your backstory?
Look! Drinks were had!
How much did you have to drink?
I don't know!
I kind of like check your pupils a little bit.
They're completely dilated.
Well, she's panicked, so they're slightly constricted. So, like, one's kind of like flaring, the other one
I'm like,
I don't know, some cherry lime. I don't know, it was super strong.
What? This is the first time you've seen Wyatt actually get kind of upset. Like, I told him!
I kind of look at him and I'm like, it wasn't, I don't know.
He barred into the room himself, and then he stops himself and he's like, I am going to smother it.
Oh, God. god.
I've got plans. I've got plans for Jacob. And he goes and shoves himself.
I was about to say, like, he had plans, but they didn't work out.
Oh
Was it
man.
good? Tell me at least it was good.
I mean, yeah, it was great. It worked great. I loved it. It was nice. I'm like panicked. I don't know what I'm saying.
Are you being completely truthful?
Yes, I liked it. It was strong.
He looks and like. You shouldn't have taken it, but I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, it was nice. Did the job. Lose time and everything.
He's totally pouting. Like, his friend got into his life before he did. He's legitimately upset about this.
I mean, well, don't feel too bad. It was great in the moment, but I kind of ruined it, so I don't know. Maybe you'll still get to enjoy it more than we did. Nora knows nothing. Keep that smirk off your face.
Nora, actually, no, she probably wouldn't know anything.
30 minutes go by.
I'm like in a panicked sweat.
30 minutes? And then you don't hear...
45 minutes.
Can you hear mumbling?
I'm not snooping. I'm not snooping.
So we can hear them both still talking, just can't hear what they're saying.
I mean, you can make a perception check if you really wanted to try and listen in.
I'm not snooping. Because I trust Talel. I'm going to say at this point, I'm like seated on the floor, my head between my knees, trying to stay conscious.
I'm gonna get her some water.
Because I am panicked.
I'm like, I'm gonna be right back.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go get her a glass of water.
But he's still down there, kind of dabbing his eyes as he's looking at. Do you have the other piece to this?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I got in a conversation with someone.
Oh no, it's okay. This is all my heart can take right now.
My heart is taking more than enough.
Just goes and sets it behind the counter, and he kind of hangs it up on what this like big bolt is in the wall. Hangs it up, and he.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. What can I help you with?
He's crying.
Oh, do I have a handkerchief I can give him?
He has a handkerchief.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what he was.
Sorry, I saw you using your hands. I was like, he's just like using his apron or something. Oh, so cute. Okay, hang on. Would it be suspicious? Would it get him in trouble if I asked him to strike my name from the books? Would it be super suspicious?
He's looking at you expectantly. Yes,
I was just going to ask you, is there any way that you could modify my name in your book of guests that you've had?
Why? You're not in trouble, are you?
Oh, no, I'm not in trouble. I just have, well, there's, I was about to say that. We're the same link.
The same wavelength right here, buddy.
Yeah. I'm taking a break from my boyfriend right now, and
He's a bit of a stalker.
yes, and I'm afraid that he's going to come and see me. I just need a little bit of time. I just don't want him to know that I am here right now. Like, I'm okay, but I just needed a little bit of time in case he comes looking.
He like goes over to his book and
This guy is so sweet.
begins scrolling in, and it looks completely natural. He changes Nora to another name. They have similar.
Oh my gosh, this guy.
As he looks,
I will protect him with my life.
her excellent penmanship. You can't even tell that there's a difference in the ink and the stroke. Because he's like, they'll never know. He'll never know.
Gosh, my heart. This guy is amazing. I'm like, thank you so much.
Shows that under, and he's like, God, that was.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh,
Goes back and just looks at the shield again, touches it, and shuffles. Anything else?
would you like your other pieces now?
I would.
Alright.
I would. If you could. That would
Yes,
be
of
so
course.
marvelous.
Can I get a glass of water when I come back?
Of course,
Thank you.
I'll go get it for you.
Alright, I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna knock. Be like, it's Nora.
You're...
I have a key,
Nora?
so I unlock it.
What's
And
going on?
just-
Is everything alright?
Yes, it's fine. They're still talking. Talavin told
Still
me.
talking.
Still talking.
I have a right mind to go down there and have a few words with them myself. What's going on? As
They're
you open the door, she's right there. Jim is right there with you.
they're both in the room and they're still talking. I heard both of their voices, so they're both talking.
I'm getting ready to go down there myself. I have a right mind to. She's flying, pacing now. Just she's nervous.
Oh.
She's so nervous.
I mean, I could release her in the room.
Please don't.
Okay, I won't. I was like, I'll be right back as soon as we have more information.
She points and like, don't let go anywhere. Don't even think about it. She flies back down, goes over to Spice, and she's like, you are still supposed to be working on your studies, just like he said. Everything's going to be alright. And she just begins pacing.
Oh man.
I'm gonna pick up the armor, which is probably pretty heavy, and the long sword. I'm like, I'll be back.
Right, I'll be here.
Alright. Just gonna close and lock the door and go back and to that
Go back down.
nice.
You see them right there. Just you see Jacob still pouting. You see
Wyatt.
You see Wyatt just shoved against the wall, just glaring at the door, like shooting daggers through it if he could. And you see Talavin just head between her knees, and you're like, I need to hurry.
Yeah. It's
Go
fine.
back down, and you see he has a pitcher of water on a tray with a few different glasses.
Might as well just toss it in my face because I ain't drinking. I'm just gonna.
This is the calm down. Oh, thank you so much.
He looks at the sword. He almost drops the tray. And he's like, he goes and sets it down. He takes the armor, takes the sword. It takes him a second, but he goes over and sits at the same chair, and he just looking at all the armor and just looking at the sword.
Nora
Again,
feels so
million
happy.
memories just flashing before his eyes.
Okay. I'm gonna thank him and take the.
Thank you.
I guess I'll just take the one glass.
Take time to thank for shift again.
Oh!
The tears. The tears.
I love this guy. Okay,
We need to take him with us.
let's take him with us. Well, hang on. Okay, so I'm gonna go and get the glass of water, and I'm gonna give it to Talavin. Just be like, just try to sip on it.
I'm gonna like take it. I'm just like. I like spill half of it down my shirt.
And I'm gonna go talk to the dwarf.
You go back and just
Yeah!
talk to him.
You're like, I'm sure you have a lot of stories that are attached with these.
Oh, I do. They're just so. Oh.
Care to share one?
This bitch.
Well, when I was a younger man, I used to actually fit in this armor. He looks like the chains and all of the different pieces of chainmail. I actually put on one myself. I was just so broke at the time. I couldn't afford to get the rest all filled in, and I kept getting hit. And I have all these different scars, and it was so gnarly. There was this one creature, terrible, big wings, and it roared ferociously. And he ended up slashing off all of my chainmail. But I thought I was going to die, but my friends managed to help defeat it. But anyway, they found every single chain link I paid for it. Help me reattach it. Like they used to. He begins regaling you of all of these different stories. And he doesn't nearly pass out in every single one of them. He just so happened that was the first story that he began telling. But he begins talking about the inscription on his sword. He begins talking about how like each rune kind of means something. It's actually like the names of his family members. Not like one side is his parents and his siblings, but the other side is his teammates, and he had that inscribed afterwards. He was like he's just regaling all of these stories, and he was like one of his like old nicknames, which is, and the shield was more of a joke than anything. That they called him the Fired Lion. But it wasn't because it was because of his personal intensity, but also he would often get fired from the job that he initially took because he was so bad in the beginning. He wanted to be called the Lion, but he eventually became the Fired Lion, and eventually the name stuck as the true embodiment, but initially he was the Fired Lion as the play on words.
I love this man. Oh.
In the meantime,
Okay.
as you are getting story after story, after nearly an hour and a half,
I'm not calming down, but I'm not freaking out anymore after Nora brings me the water. I'm trying to like focus on drinking the water after I spilled half of it on myself and it was really cold. And I'm just like, huh. And then I'm kind of like sipping it and I'm just kind of like sitting there and I'm like, one of my feet are tapping and I'm just kind of like.
and after that amount of time, make a perception check.
Damn. That would be a 14.
That's not bad.
14.
14.
You're having a hard time distinguishing voices on the other side of the door.
Like there's only one voice?
For a while, yeah.
I'm going to stand up and I'm just going to kind of like slowly start pacing back and forth, kind of stomping a little bit loudly next to the door, but still not snooping.
You do this twice, and Wyatt just reaches out and clasps your shoulder, and he just shakes his head, and it pulls you over to his side. He goes back, shakes
You
his
could
head.
knock on the door and be like, it's been too long.
He's like, don't do that. He'll notice. It'll make him nervous.
And I'm not nervous. I'm freaking out.
He pours a little bit more in your glass, and he actually like walks over, pours another pitcher or another glass from the pitcher, and just kind of shoves it into your hands. Drink. It's fine.
And I'm distracted once again and I pour half of it on myself again. And then I drink it.
Right as you spill half of it down your front, the door does.
Who wants a white t-shirt challenge?
You're slightly soaked.